district members from the giving to our same market from people from the blood. And not from the house. It's not privilege, one ability we got to make him talk. The helping country blood go forward. Our God, we also like to thank you. Also, we salute Jesus Christ. Begin blow you. Pampa begin blow you. Because all we can die. Having we die and we die. The mountain, silver or gold. And we die and we kill man. Kind color man, you walk in. You put him on the ground of God and come die on the blood. Thank you, Papa God. Log him blood is the country too. Plant the country, stop blood is the ground too. Papa log in the country. You give him a blood. Papa God, time you blood, you make him talk. The random country blood go forward. You give him the wisdom, the Prime Minister. You give him the wisdom, the ministers, the governors. I also give him good thinking, the wisdom, the opposition. The little member of opposition side. Lord challenge him to make him good latrato. Lord country, we go forward. If I stop, if I walk man blow you, Papa God. Don't send more people from me. But you continue, Lord guide him, help him to make him good like this. That's the country by stop now. But by stop you go. Enough. Behind, until yet you come. In Yogata, you make him Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thine on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and power and glory, forever and ever. Amen. I have to inform the Parliament that the Permanent Parliamentary Committee on Broadcasting of Parliamentary Proceeding met yesterday and endorsed that the NBC TV and radio extended coverage of the Parliament session beyond the question time and grievances debate. The extended coverage will see both the morning and afternoon session of Parliament being televised on NBC TV and broadcast on NBC Radio. In a letter dated 13 August 2021, the PNG NBC management requested Parliament for its TV and radio to conduct coverage of the current Parliament session beyond the usual question without notice session and Friday's grievance debate. The reason for its extended coverage is because NBC is committed to providing the telecast and broadcast as part of the community service obligation to the citizen and stakeholders. Honorable members, in its deliberation, the committee agreed that it is important for NBC TV and radio to extend its coverage beyond question time and grievances debate in Parliament. This would mean that all programs that Parliament will deal with will be televised and broadcast. These are programs such as tabling of registration, ministerial statement, committee report, and related parliamentary papers. The committee further agreed that it is important for the extended coverage of the parliamentary program because this will allow our people to have full knowledge of what takes place in Parliament in the session. This will promote the work of Parliament and keep our communities informed. The opportunity provided by NBC TV and radio is now open to other television and radio stations to conduct extended coverage if they wish to. Honourable members, I inform the Parliament that the students and their lecturers of the Political Science Department at the University of Papua New Guinea are present on the public gallery. On behalf of the Parliament, I welcome them. Notices, petitions, notices, clerk.
The Minister for Public Service gives notice that he shall present a bill for an act to amend the Public Services Management Act 1995 and for related purposes.
Honourable members, we have a question time. Before I ask members to stand for a question time, I'd like to inform the House that since other Parliament session, we have members walking to other chairs of other members talking, that in our House rule, it is not proper for you to walk to another chair of a member and talk while the Parliament is in session. So as one of the member stands to make statement, you don't have to walk past him when he is up standing. Now we have a question time, 45 minutes. The Governor for Gulf.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, my questions without notice are directed at the Minister for Lands. I tried to ask a supplementary yesterday, but was not chosen. So, Minister, in your statements in response to the questions that were asked on lands, you indicated, and it is widely accepted, that the country's landmass, only 3 to 4% are alienated, and the rest are all customary. The Department of Lands, it would seem, from the time it was established up to today, has only one division dealing with customary land, and the land that is 94, 95, 96% owned by our people. Whereas the majority of the Department of Lands is tasked to administrate and manage just 3 to 4%. Therein lies, in my view, Mr. Deputy Speaker and Minister, to you, the greatest challenges that face this country as we move forward, especially when we're trying to take the country back, when we're trying to encourage Papua New Guineans through SMEs, to grow the country. Under various laws, Mr. Speaker, when you register an ILG, that ILG is specifically for that purpose, and it cannot be used for any other purpose. And examples, of course, are ILG registrations recognized and conducted under Oil and Gas Act and the Mining Act. So my questions to the Minister are very, very straightforward and simple. One, when are you going to give due recognition to customary landowners in this country to ensure that you have a one-stop shop to assist them, from dispute resolution and settlements, including walking the boundaries and issues that lie with the Department of Justice and Attorney General, in land mediation, district courts, which act as land courts, then of course in the administration of and registration of ILGs, whether for general business purposes or for mining, petroleum, or for specific natural resource projects. When are you going to bring all this together, recognize them, and also have a better system put in place so that our resource owners and landowners are assisted throughout the country? Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Minister for Lands.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'd like to say thank you to the Governor for Gov for the very important question that he's raised, and it's good because we can clarify that. As he rightfully pointed out, there's alienated land in Papua New Guinea. There's only 4% of that. And within that alienated land, you also have freehold land, which was acquired during our colonial times, which freehold meaning that owners at the time, they hold ownership to that in perpetuity. Alienated land is land that is acquired by government from our colonial days until now. That is owned by the state. And the customary land, which is the balance of it, which a majority of all us Papuans, we own customary land through our heritage, through our clans, and ownership through our lineage. But therein is some of it is very close to our heart land. It is very sensitive. But at the same time, we also have issues of trying to harness these customary lands to ensure that it becomes good for business, to help our people to progress, and also make the land available for development. But it comes with a lot of stiff resistance from our own local landowners, our indigenous landowners, because some are led to believe that once a government acquires the land, you've lost it forever. There are some ways that we are trying to do now, and the Lands Department, in the last couple of years, we brought to NEC, and NEC approved a development forum for land reforms throughout Papua New Guinea, and that has been held in the southern region, the Momase region, and the islands region, and the highlands region. That is to help the Lands Department seek the views of our people on how best to approach customary land ownership and development in Papua New Guinea, because it is a very sensitive matter. And you can remember about 20 years ago, it led to huge strikes throughout Papua New Guinea when we had that issue. I was a young Kiap in Chimbu that time, and I was heavily involved in some of those, trying to address those issues. Coming to, once we have all the land reforms assessments done, which was approved by NEC, then we'll bring it back to Parliament to see how best we can address these reforms moving forward, so that our people can also benefit and the country can benefit properly in the use of these customary lands. The ILG is a good concept, but it has been abused. Plati ILG or working law inside the towns, cities, Bluyumi, on customary land. People who have been educated have taken advantage of these ILGs and not really harnessing it properly, or manipulating where inokama beneficial to our village people, some of our people who are not educated to that level. So the people who manage the ILGs all abusing this trust bestowed on them to abuse the ILG process. And you can see it in the Port Moresby area. You can see that some in the Leh area. You can see that in some of the Madang areas, that the ILG system that all Usimlem has been grossly abused. Sampla wokim ILG antap la ILG go antap la ILG again. They got triple for, and we're faced with a huge issue inside lands. So some family groups have clans have got ILGs, and then within that the sub-clans have got ILGs also inside the ILG again. So it's very frustrating for me as a lands minister and my department to unravel this. So with the land reforms coming into play, that will help us find a pathway forward to ensure that we fix ILG issues. But in the intermediate area, you have we've approached some of these issues, like example I spoke yesterday on the ROCU concept. The ROCU concept under Section 10